You know, I'm really wondering what the trade-offs and stuff are going to be for a lot of the weapons and things on these games, because some of them make a lot of sense and other ones not as much. There have actually been certain attachments across certain categories of weapons over the years that they were never adjusted to be caught up to like the better, more usual version of weapon to pick. While it's nice that there's actually a choice of like, you know, how you want to build your weapon, what would really be the point of making a rear grip that does the same thing as some sort of foregrip instead? It starts getting to a point where you just kind of like match them across each other, and then also once everybody figures out the good stuff, I mean, regardless of how much you bring other things up, it won't really matter. Like, for example, if the overall weapon sway, your ADS, your aiming stability, is generally not something that you need to combat like recoil is all the time. Recoil is a very obvious thing that you have to combat at all times. So weapons that affect recoil should always, you know, have more value in general. At no point does anybody ever build a weapon for specifically aiming stability, for example. Now, there are like primary uses and then secondary uses that some of them have, like weapon swap speed. That's nice. And there's not necessarily a weapon swap build, so I mean, that makes a lot more sense. But where I'm going with this, I don't know if they're gonna end up changing around the weapon system over on Modern Warfare 2. Oh, also, hold on, I'm gonna go over on the Warzone really quick. Look at this. So one thing I found out, I think a lot of people already know this. The laser weapon right here, for example, I have this, and this works. This is completely fine. I have atomic on it, looks great. For whatever reason, there's no zombies camo selection. It's supposed to be up in the top left right there, but there is no option to actually pick a zombies camo. So I was thinking to myself, like, okay, maybe they have some sort of weird issue with the new weapons that came out that also like allowed the zombies camo, you know what I mean? Maybe something weird happened there. I was like, okay, well then surely new SMG that also came out with the laser weapon, the RA225. See, I have the atomic camo, that works, that's all good. But I can pick the zombies camos over here. Why can I not pick a single zombies camo over on the laser weapon? I have this camo unlocked for the laser weapon and zombies. I did that. I don't know, just a weird thing. I don't know why Dark Aether is not available on the laser. I've also been hearing people having issues with that Skynet camo as well, which, I mean, again, I mean, just completing matches and challenges and stuff like that are pretty big commitment in themselves to go and unlock the camos in any way, and you're rewarded with just weird glitches and bugs and shit like that. Like, I know that that's not really their intention, but fuck, it sucks. The House of the Dragon episode is on tonight. From what I've heard and what I've seen with Modern Warfare 2 maps and shit, maybe we won't be reduced to, you know, just spamming shipment the entire time, but I don't know. Again, if it's efficient, I'm gonna play it. That's just really what it is. I like making videos on multiplayer. I love making videos like this where I'm literally just running around in shipment, killing people and talking. I love this. This is automatic for me. There was a thing that Hope actually ended up tweeting where I didn't even notice that it said this before. It had a description for one of the maps on this game, but again, I haven't played them in so long, like literally years. No joke, I haven't played them in years. Sometimes I'll maybe load them up to get like a screenshot or some shit, or like a particular thumbnail, I guess, but I only generally do that whenever it's like a new weapon or something like that. Otherwise, I don't really care. I'll take a screenshot from any part of the video. It has a description for it, and within that description, it's explaining the layout of the map and like the idea and story behind the area and what's going on and all that shit. And then at one point, it says, blown out houses, destroyed buses, and a neglected bridge provide seemingly endless places to hide. That's a selling point for them. I mean, you could have had that description for every other map if you wanted. I don't think Euphrates Bridge was a good map by any means, but it definitely wasn't even anywhere near close to the worst map on this game. I don't know what the absolute worst map is on this game, but last night I played the Elden Ring Ascended mod, or at least like I downloaded it and shit. I tried to get it to work with the seamless co-op with JT, but it's just scuffed as fuck. But I could still, you know, play solo. Got all the newest versions of everything. I tried to install it and, you know, mix them together and everything, but it just was not working right. The regulation bin was like weird as well. Like he would see shit that I wasn't seeing. Really, really scuffed. I know that Elden Ring is still one of the most top search things for me on my channel. As you guys know, I beat the ever-living shit out of the game in multiple ways at this point. Finished the game in New Game +7. Basically, all of my extra HP that I have at that point, it didn't matter. Basically, 2 hits from most bosses in the game would kill me. This Ascended mod basically makes it so things are ridiculously hard. Items are moved around. Bosses have like a different kind of AI. I think all of the projectiles in the game are also like tracking heat-seeking ones. So for example, the Renola fight where she does the Kamehameha energy beam thing, that shit can actually chase you. No bullshit. I remember when I first got hit by that Kamehameha, I'm like, holy shit, what am I supposed to do? And then I realized, oh, all I gotta do is just jump to the side, you know, dodge it, get the timing down, and just jump out of the way, right? And it works. But on this, no. And also those early things that a lot of people did where they would go and like, you know, pick up some overpowered weapon or something like that, where they would go to a certain area, open up the crate, open up a chest somewhere, get teleported to K-Lid. That's all all moved around. It's all changed. There's also a hell mode of that mod, but I haven't even completed the regular version of it. So one step at a time if I actually do that. I just don't really know how much of an interest there is for it, and also with it being absurdly difficult, it's probably not going to be that fun. And you got some challenge runs where, you know, some hardcore players and other people will still watch it like, no way that's true. The casual player will see it and be like, that's cheesy, that's cheating, whatever. But then once you start getting into modding and PvP and stuff, sample size of people that are even looking for it is just much smaller, and they don't even understand what they're looking at. They don't even understand how difficult it actually is to do the said thing. If I uploaded a video, like a 20-minute long video of my entire experience of doing the Ascended mod, not even multiple videos, just one, I just had my whole experience on it, people wouldn't even understand what was happening. I would obviously have an intro to try to explain it, but most people don't understand. When they see Elden Ring Ascended mod, they're like, okay, well, I can't even play it, and I'm not gonna go through this like nerd mod shit, so I'm not even gonna bother watching it. People think like this. It's a real thing. I saw recently, because of like Gamescom and all that other shit, they recently showed, who was it? It was Team Ninja and some other devs slash publisher or whatever. I'm not that familiar with them, but the people that made Neo 1 and 2, which is also a very Souls-like RPG type of game. It's a difficult game that's really based around, like, you know, getting gear, fighting bosses, shit like that. It's a challenge. New game pluses, all of that shit. Had a trailer a couple months ago, but they just now put out like a trailer small video that actually showed real gameplay, and that shit looks like Sekiro and Neo combined. It looks super, super good. So again, another Souls-like that looks difficult. Ever since Elden Ring, I've really been wanting to play a lot of those Souls-like games. Such a crazy itch and such a good feeling whenever you beat these kinds of games. You feel like you really conquered some shit. Called Wulong Dynasty? Wulong? At first when I saw the trailer, I straight up thought that it was like Dynasty Warriors or some shit. Because again, much like Black Myth Wukong, it's another game based on like Chinese mythology and style. The beasts and mythical things are like traditional Chinese mythology and shit like that isn't nearly as common. Like, look up Black Myth Wukong gameplay, like dragon gameplay, for example, whenever he fights the this white electric ice dragon thing. It's not the Western version of dragon. And I love the look of it. I think it looks really, really cool. I've been bored out of my mind, though, recently. Like, seriously bored out of my mind. I was thinking about just playing some sort of Skyrim mod. Not for videos. I mean, literally just playing it. Fucking campers, look at them. I really hope that there's no crazy safe spaces like there are on this map. That's really why I like Shipment so much. There's like really no insane strong point other than just sitting on some random head glitch somewhere. Lift or car or barrels or whatever. I just feel like everything that I'm looking forward to, it's only that. Nothing is happening, like actually nothing is happening right now. I feel like all I'm doing is looking forward to the next thing instead of like having a thing right now. That dude got 39 confirms and still lost. He really wanted to win. It feels weird for me because I always feel like I'm preoccupied with something and there is always something ahead, but now it feels like there's nothing and there's a whole lot ahead. And it's just a weird thing for me. I mean, overall, you guys don't really see much of a change in terms of like the uploads and stuff, but in terms of like after I'm done, I'm not going to be playing Shipment. I'm done with the weapons and stuff, you know what I mean? So now it's just trying to find some shit to actually play that can sink time into. Multiverses is fun, but they really need a ranked mode to actually give meaning to this. You can't just like release a new character like once a month or whatever it is. I know ranked is their priority and everything like that. I understand that they've talked about it and they want to make sure that it's right, but I have a feeling that they're gonna wait this long and it's still not gonna be right. They just need to give players, you know, something more to play for. So I'm really hoping, you know, ranked comes out soon on that shit and I can play that. That could be fun. And hopefully Modern Warfare 2's challenges in themselves are also not completely terrible. If they just give everybody a bunch of challenges for long shots and mounts, it's just, I mean, everybody's gonna be playing that way. It is what it is.